What's going on, everyone? So welcome to the latest video. This is part of a series where the three of us came together and created a top 100 list. We each had our top 100 and we had to, collectively decide on a top 100. It was very difficult. In fact, it took 4 live streams. The links are down below if you guys were curious about it. I will say the third and fourth part, I would say, were the most interesting in terms of, just some of the choices that we went with instead of other ones. But this is I believe, our 14th entry, which is BlacKkKlansman, which is a film that came out in 2018, directed by Spike Lee, same director that gave us Do the Right Thing, Inside Man, and many more. And this is the true life story about Ron Starr, an African-American Colorado police officer who successfully infiltrates the local branch of the KKK with the help of a white Jewish colleague, which is played by, of course, Adam Driver. And John David Washington plays the lead character, Ron Stallworth. I'm going to switch things up. Normally, I go with the individuals that have seen the film, like in terms of have like a long-term relationship. But I'm gonna switch it up. Marv, what's your relationship with this film?
I don't have one. I just watched it. Which was that? Was it yesterday or the other day? I forget because we moved the day up.
2 days ago, yeah.
Yeah. So I watched it the other day. Oh, hey Shannon. I watched the other day. I hadn't watched it in 7 years, 7.5, right? So I knew about it, always known about it. My brothers always talked highly about it. This actually came out the same day that I met Chad. I just thought I'd throw that out there. He actually saw that right before he met. I guess you could say that this movie is like a full circle moment.
Yeah.
So I'll just, but I won't bury the lead. I thought this movie was a really good movie. I thought it was really fun to see John David Washington. He was a really good. What's the word I'm looking for? He anchored the movie. Yeah, and I think this was his first movie, if I'm not mistaken. He was on Ballers previous to that, which was, I guess, his only role ever in Hollywood. Adam Driver, who admittedly I'm not a fan of Adam Driver.
Whoa,
I,
really?
I don't like dislike him or anything. I just don't. I never understood the hype, or I just never got it.
You haven't seen half his movies. That's what's going on.
I saw Marriage Story.
Really, you didn't like that movie?
No. But it's
Wow.
not. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just not for me. But I didn't really care for him as Kylo Ren. But who else? Yeah, Steve Buscemi, I think that was. He didn't really do. I didn't think he did that much. Who else is in this movie? I really liked.
Wait, that was you're talking
I
about
There's
Black
no Steve Buscemi in this.
No, I know the
isn't
character
He
you're
does
talking
look
about.
like him though. I know who you're talking about.
That's not
That's
Steve
Michael
Buscemi.
No, it's from the side. He kind of looks like him, but that was.
I think that's his brother.
Are you
Michael
sure it's
Buscemi.
not him?
I swear it's not. I have IMDb open off the side.
It's not
Michael
him?
Buscemi.
No.
Oh, okay. I swore it was him. I swore it was him. I swore it was. So
Yeah,
I
it
would
is.
say I liked Laura Harrier, who doesn't get enough work. I thought she did a great job, Laura Harrier. I love their relationship, their courtship, if you'd say. I really dug that. I could have spent the whole movie with them, just them two alone. I thought Topher Grace was funny. I'm a big fan of Topher Grace. If you guys didn't know, I grew up on that '70s show, so he means a lot to me as a performer. I think he's awesome, and I think he really gave it his all. And as far, I think that's on the cast side. That's all I really got. But as far as story wise, it was fine. It was fun. Um, uh, I think it's a good movie. I don't really see why you guys think it's like phenomenal. I don't see that at all. Um, uh, Not even a little bit. If I had to say one thing that I actually didn't like about the movie, I didn't like the score at all. I didn't like the score one bit, and I would say that's it. I would give it a thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you. I would say I would give it a nice 7 out of 10, which is a 3 out of 5 in my book. And that's that.
It went up.
No, it was never lower than that.
A
Thank you,
3.
Pooh. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I didn't say a 3.5 out of 5. 3
Oh,
out of 5.
Well, the math isn't mathing. So a 3 out of 5 is a 6 out of 10. A 7 out of 10 is a 3.
That's why I heard. Yeah.
Well, that's a lot to unpack. I'm gonna process all this. Sorry, I'll let you. I'll let you take the reins. Did you see this in theaters, or was it the type of thing?
No, I watched this online actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've always liked the movie. I feel like, over time it just gets more and more relevant, and then it grows on you more. Like the writing, you just appreciate more, the editing, the performances, of course. I do like the score personally. I think it works really well. And I think it finds a good balance between, addressing the serious topics while also finding that, balance to make it a little lighter and adding that humor. I thought it was a really well written script. I mean, I thought it was pretty smart and funny when it needed to be. I honestly would not change anything about it.
I share your sentiment, and I will also say that when it comes to studio films, because it's technically a studio film, I think films like these, the reason why they work so well is because they balance the heavy drama that this film is conveying, but also managing to, fit in comedy in situations that you wouldn't think would be there. But it feels organic because of the characters, and
but not overdoing it and just making it completely light with the Green Book, for example.
Yes, which we will talk about that. Actually, we'll talk about all the Best Picture nominees a little bit, because this was an interesting film in that, for me, we talked a little bit about this in terms of Birdman, how the 2014 Oscars were like pretty big for me in terms of like me tuning in and actually like watching it, while 2013 and 2012 and even 2011, I was paying attention, but I wasn't actually watching it live. I still remember this ceremony, and it was the type of situation where the favorite of all the nominees was my favorite, but BlacKkKlansman was like neck and neck. Like BlacKkKlansman was a film that I was rooting for it to win. I knew the favorite wasn't going to win. At the end of the day, I knew it was between I almost said Bohemian Rhapsody, not that one, Green Book and Roma, with BlacKkKlansman possibly being a spoiler. And I was hoping that it was going to happen, because I thought that it did a great job of what Green Book unfortunately faltered with, in that it's tackling important themes and it gives you some satisfaction, but at the same time, the ending really hits home that this isn't something that's going away. It's something that, you do have to hit on head on. Otherwise, if you just ignore it, it's something that unfortunately will continue even more so. So it's just having that awareness. And I will say that what this film did for me, like I'll never forget watching it, and it changed me. Like, we can talk politics in terms of this film in particular, because it is a film that is politically charged. I mean, it is Spike Lee we're talking about. Like, I've seen all of his films. He is someone that very much so cares about that stuff, and I love it. This film changed my politics. Like, I voted for Trump in 2016. I was someone that thought he was funny and everything. I didn't really pay attention to the news. I really didn't pay attention to articles as much as I should have. It was just one of those things where I voted for him. I thought he was funny and everything. And then 2017, I started hearing certain things, and I'm like, I don't really like this guy. When I saw this film and the ending happened, it shook me, and I was like, I don't like this dude. I can't believe I voted for him. Like, how did I not know about this? And that's my fault. Like, I should have known about Charlottesville. But the fact that this film brought awareness to this important event and really made me angry was something that it did its job. Like, it's supposed to make you angry, and it's supposed to make you feel as if there was injustice done. And I think that's the power of this film. Like, it really makes you feel for not only the characters, but all that they're going through. And I do think in a lot of ways it is challenging. So
that history was repeating itself just a few years later. Like, imagine the footage we would have seen if this was made in like 2020 or something.
Yes, I remember you and I, we both watched it when there was, all the, what happened with George Floyd, and then the
Black Lives Matter movement and all the chaos ensued there.
And it's wild too. Like, it's funny. It's not funny, like, haha, but from 2018 to now, like, I'm a very different individual. Like, I do try to keep up with the news and everything. And it is kind of wild how, like, with something like George Floyd, that there is some already revisionist history with what happened and everything. And it's insane to think about. But that's why I like BlacKkKlansman as much as I do in terms of the ending, is because it's showcasing like how it happened. This is a film that came out pre-AI, so there isn't any like, oh, this is this is like misinformation. Like, no, this is what happened, and it's up to you as viewers to really make you think about what happened and just really sync on it. And I'll say this, like, you and I, Sergey, are on the same page. I love the score. In fact, when the nominations were announced, I was rooting for this to win Best Original Score at the Oscars.
Over Hereditary? What? Never mind.
Hereditary wasn't even nominated, but it was.
Should have been.
Black Panther ended up winning, and I do love the score of Black Panther. That's might be a hot take, but that's my favorite score of the MCU. I love that score. I think it's fantastic. But I love the score of BlacKkKlansman. I think the score of BlacKkKlansman, it's got this jazzy feel to it. Terrence Blanchard, I think his name is, phenomenal. And I want to quickly ask Marv on a side note, just real quick, what's your thoughts on the score of Inside Man?
I actually like that score a lot.
I think it's
really. So you like the score a little bit of BlacKkKlansman because they use a couple tracks.
No, they did use the bank vault music. I heard it. I did.
There we go.
So they probably used the same composer, but I just didn't like the score overall. That's the one thing that came to my mind. I said, "There's one thing I don't like about this movie. I don't like the score at all." But a lot of movies they lack in score these days.
I thought it fit the style, and it's like the 70s, so it would fit that time period.
I hated it.
Especially if like blaxploitation films.
Exactly. They play that kind of music, yeah.
And that's the other thing I've changed a lot in terms of, I don't want to say film taste, but in terms of watching more and more movies, a lot of the film references that are made in this film, I was able to pick up on. Like Birth of a Nation, I was able to surface level pick up on the references. But now that I've actually seen the film, I'm like, okay, I understand why Spike Lee is calling out this film, because even though I'm white, like watching that film, it made me angry. And not
Gone with the Wind. And Gone with the Wind as well.
Yes, Gone with the Wind is a weird one because that's a frustrating experience. It's not one I can completely condemn, but it is one that I can see the criticisms 100%. Birth of a Nation is one that I do condemn. Like I'm 100% like, what is this? Because neither of you have seen it, but that film is pretty much saying that Black people joined the Union specifically just to rape women, specifically Southern women. And it's like, really? And then the KKK come to save the day. And it's like,
I've seen 5 seconds of that movie in this movie.
Yes, you did. Yeah. And I feel like that's enough. Like, you don't have to watch the 3 hours and 15 minutes, I think it is.
Birth of a Nation?
Yeah, the one that came out, I think it was I want to say 1915. I might have the year wrong. But they also make references to like Superfly and Shaft, movies that I've seen now. Or actually, no, Superfly, I've seen the remake, unfortunately. Still need to watch the original, but I've seen, of course, the Shaft movie. So I'm like, okay, I get that. And yeah, I just think Spike Lee has a really interesting style. And I think that with the right material, it really transfixes into something that you can't help but really admire.
Yeah. You feel his voice through his movies, and I think that's why you appreciate it, because you see his style, and it's only his style. Imagine this was like some other director, it would completely fall apart.
Oh, 100%. And you mentioned earlier the editing choices. Like, I love the scenes where the one individual is like the one speaker is, I forget his name offhand, but he's talking, and while he's talking, like it's
Kwame Ture.
Yes, yeah. During that sequence, it's like transitioning, and you see the faces like fading, and that's a Spike Lee trademark. But it works so well during the sequence because you're seeing these individuals that are transfixed with the speaker, but it's also just showing that at the end of the day, these are all individuals that not only are invested in that, but they all look alike, and that at the end of the day, this is something that speaks to everyone, but unfortunately, there's just not a lot of open-minded people, at least especially during this time period. But at the same time, this film's also tackling how things don't really change, unfortunately, unless you try to change it. So let's talk about Best Picture. I know we talked ironically enough about the Best Picture race, which again, because I know I was driving to work, so I didn't fully explain. BlacKkKlansman, I mentioned, was a spoiler. I didn't mention it yesterday, unfortunately, but it was pretty much between Roma and Green Book. But there was other nominees. There was Bohemian Rhapsody. There was Star is Born, Black Panther, Vice, The Favorite. I have this movie as my number 2. I have Green Book as my number 5, and I have Roma as my number 6. But Roma, I need to
What's your
rewatch.
number 1?
Yeah.
My number 1's The Favorite. I love The Favorite.
Over Hereditary?
Oh my goodness. Well, Hereditary wasn't nominated.
If it was nominated, would have been your number 1?
Probably.
Yeah, because Hereditary is my favorite film of 2018, so it would be.
Okay. I will not be mad at you no more.
Yeah, I mean, but it was one of those situations. I knew Hereditary wasn't going to be nominated for Best Picture. I
get it. I'm just saying. So you agree that it probably should have been?
I think it should have been, but it's a hard sell because audiences were split on the film, and although critics liked it, it's still a film that at the end of the day is weird. And it's hard to sell to several thousand people that may be into film, but at the same time, I don't want to say I have an aversion to genre filmmaking, but it's one of those things where Sergey and I, we talk about this sometimes, where Sergey and I, we both like action films, but we like it for different reasons. Like, I like the over-the-top, crazy, the raid films where the night comes for us. Sergey doesn't. He likes the more like Mission Impossible, where it's like it's more realistic, it's more feasible in our reality. So based on that knowledge, if I were to say the Raid 2 should get a Best Picture nomination, Sergey probably wouldn't. If he were to say Mission Impossible Fallout would, you both would say that. I would say no. So it's very difficult when it comes to genre filmmaking. But when you make a film that is an infusion of different genres, such as BlacKkKlansman, it's a lot easier to get 3 people such as ourselves or thousands to back up a film. So hopefully I explained that well.
I think BlacKkKlansman should have won Best Picture, simply because of relevance. I feel like when a Best Picture is chosen, it's because it's addressing the issues of its time. And that movie was addressing the issues of its time and still continues to, if not more so than it was then. So
I agree.
Maybe the events that have transpired since then has made me think, okay, maybe that should have won Best Picture over a movie that very lightly covered things. Now, I'm at fault here as well, because originally that year I chose Green Book probably to win Best Picture of all the nominees. And I look back, I'm like, I probably just wanted something light that I wanted to laugh at, that also had really good performances. I really wanted Viggo Mortensen to win, probably, so I was a little biased towards that. But
I, ironically enough, in terms of Best Actor, I wanted Christian Bale to win for Vice because I thought he did such a great job as Dick
I
Cheney.
think I just wanted Viggo to get like his moment in the sun, outside of like Lord of the Rings, of course. You know, because he's had his naysayers like, oh, this is the only thing he's ever done.
Really?
So it was really like that's what most people associate him with, and I kind of wanted him to get his spot in the sun, you know, with this acting nomination, because he hasn't done a whole lot since then.
Yeah, he's very choosy. I mean, I know you're not a big fan of the Cronenberg entries that he's done, but like you look at those films that he's done, and they're so completely different. Like his performance in History of Violence and Eastern Promises, completely different. And then something like Green Book, you put Green Book up against the History of Violence. It's almost like you're watching 2 different individuals. So he's a great actor, and I could see why you would want him to win, because I mean I do think he did a great job in Green Book. And I could see why you would want something lighter. And I enjoy Green Book. Like I'm on the record as saying I do enjoy Green Book. I own it on 4K.
I mean, I gave it 4 out of 5. I don't think that rating would stick nowadays. I think it'd be like a 3.5.
Yeah, I'm at.
Granted, I have not seen Driving Miss Daisy, so maybe if I had seen that, I would have been like, what? This ain't that much different. And I would lower it maybe.
I mean, I will say, I think Green Book is better than Driving Miss Daisy, but I think that they both simplify complex issues, and I think that's why it's very easy to get behind those movies, because whether you're someone that is just a casual viewer and just viewing it for entertainment, or someone that's into it as like an art, both individuals can enjoy it to some extent.
Hello, you still there?
Yeah, I think it's the connection.
Yeah.
But as Spike Lee said, I mean, when Green Book won Best Picture, he was on the record as saying, like, this is the second time that I've lost to someone.
He
like
was a
life
little
person.
unprofessional about that whole thing, though.
Yeah, Chad, I don't like that. To be honest with you.
I understand. I
understand his frustration, but that's not how you react. That's like a equivalent of a
I'm
Will
with
Smith
Sergey and
reaction.
Chad. Just before you go, Chad, what Sergey just said is why I've always had problems with Spike Lee. Always. Now, as another black dude, I never want to like crap on another black dude, especially one who's living his dream doing movies of all things. Like, I respect him immensely just off that alone. But how he goes about it, he just makes himself look bad. Like
Yeah.
he comes across as like that he lacks self-awareness. Like, I get that you're frustrated, but you're supposed to have some dignity about yourself and not like, like what's the word, Sergey? Sore
He
loser
was a sore
about
loser.
you.
He wasn't humble about the whole situation. And I
Yeah.
remember because I think that was the year Kobe Bryant passed away, so he was all in purple and everything, supporting the Lakers, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I just remember how he reacted to it, and I was like, okay, so you didn't win. I mean, people are recognizing your film. They acknowledge that it's a great movie. Like, why do you care about this award so much? In fact, it probably shouldn't matter to you. I mean, your message and your voice is more important than this award.
Yeah, so
I-
it sounds like an ego trip to me.
Yeah.
I can
Thank you,
see,
Shannon.
I can see
I
where you're
appreciate it.
coming from.
Thank you so much.
And to an extent, I would say I lightly agree, but I think because I know the politics behind it all, like this was an Oscar race I was following along religiously because I had been reading up on how at this point in time, the Academy voters, it was still like mostly old white voters.
Oh,
And they were being told,
thank you.
listen, this film, Green Book, it's not a film that you should love. Like there's this issue. And a lot of voters were saying, I don't want people to tell me what to do. So
I'm with them. What the hell?
let me finish, Marv. So there was a lot of people that were saying, like, in terms of the preferential voting, which is how it was done at this point, instead of putting it at like the number 4 or 5 slot, which is probably what they would have had, a lot of them were putting it in the number 1 spot. Not because that they thought it was the number 1 best movie, but because of specifically all the controversy behind this movie. And that's why a lot of them were doing that. Now, especially with everything that was going on in 2018, I was like, why would you guys do that? Like, I understand you don't want to be told what to do. Like, I'm someone that doesn't like to be told what to do, but that doesn't mean that you should vote that way. Like, you should vote with what you actually believe to be the best movie. If you believe, I don't know, Bohemian Rhapsody is the best movie, then choose that. Like, choose it. It's supposed to be like a ranking. It's not supposed to be like oh, I'm not going to be told what to do type of situation. So there was that, and then on top of that, the family that Green Book was all about, they came out and said that a lot of it was not that it was fabricated, but a lot of it was like painting the lead character in a way where that wasn't the case. Like, he was actually apparently like even more racist from what I've read. So there was just a lot of like already backlash, and then the movie wins. And Spike Lee, it's not necessarily the fact that he didn't win Best Picture. It was more so the fact that he knows what we all know, which is when a film wins Best Picture, there's more likelihood of people checking a film out versus a film that just gets nominated. There's less likelihood. It's almost like, think of it almost like when you look on Rotten Tomatoes. You're more likely to watch a film that has a 90, 95% than a film that has like a 60, 65. So that mindset is why BlacKkKlansman, why he wanted it to win and why he was frustrated, because it's like
he still won an Oscar for the writing. You could still
That's what
slap
I said. I said
DVD.
that. He still won, Chad.
He did, but his whole film, think about the messages of BlacKkKlansman. It's about how history repeats itself and how, racism is something that's ongoing.
Well, that just strengthens its cause then by it not winning.
Thank you, Sergey.
But at the same time, it's a lot of people aren't looking into it like that. I did because I was following along with the race, but a lot of people.
Killers of the Flower Moon did not win anything. It just got buried.
Yo, you cooking tonight, dog. Listen,
Killers of the Flower Moon. Well, keep in mind, Killers of the Flower Moon, it was just bad timing with when it came out. It was up against Oppenheimer. Like, there was no way that
they couldn't even give her Best Actress.
And I thought she deserved it too. I don't even like that movie.
I would. I mean, no, I love Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm with you guys in terms of like loving the film, but I to this day still think that Emma Stone should have won, and which is why when she won, I was like, awesome. But Lily Gladstone was my second choice. Like I loved her in that.
You are tripping. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know what you've been drinking today, dude. You've lost
water.
it. No, you've not drunk water. You spiked that water with something.
You know I don't drink. No, but
you drunk today.
No, actually not when I'm working. No, so that was his viewpoint, and honestly, in a lot of ways, I do share it, and I think that again,
I mean, Martin Scorsese should be just as pissed off. I mean, how many times has he lost?
Yes, and you know what he
Irishman did not get anything.
I saw his face, Sergey, Chad. I watched his face when they announced the winner, and they cut to his face. You could tell he was disappointed, but he just took it in stride. And he clapped like he's supposed to. You don't act like an imbecile when you don't get your way. That's not how things are done. You're not better than anybody.
But it's a little bit different because Martin Scorsese.
No, it's
Martin
not.
Scorsese,
You're making excuses for somebody.
No,
you're copping pleas for him.
No, I'm not. If you let me,
you literally are.
If you let me finish, I can explain.
Martin You've already explained it. You said
you brought up Killers of the Flower Moon. So Killers of the Flower Moon, it's different because that's a film that's a Native American story told by a white director. It's not, and he even has it in the last 15 minutes. We're not going to spoil the film, but there's something where he addresses that. So it's not his place. If Lily Gladstone were to, show frustration.
What about Dances with the Wolves? That was made by a white guy, also addressing Native American issues,
and it won. Yes. If it had, my point is, if it had lost, Kevin Costner wouldn't have had a right to stage. Spike Lee, this is a film. It's a black film made by a black director. So it's like, I understand why, like, he would be frustrated about that. It's a film that he made. He put a lot of heart into it, and it's something that, think about it. How many black films have won Best Picture?
Not a lot.
One, Moonlight.
Oh, that did.
That's
win.
the only. Yeah, that's, if you think about it, that's the only one. So it's like, in the 100 years of actually, 100 years of Oscars, that's one film. So I'm not saying like every
this year takes the win.
This year, actually, this year that might happen because it's a cast of half white people, half black people. So and fingers crossed. I'm hoping One Battle for Another is able to pull it off. But
no, Sinners is winning.
I think Sinners will. But
Sinners is winning that.
I don't think it's going to win for exactly what I was talking about in terms of genre fare. So I think Sinners will get nominated. I do not think it's going to win because you have individuals that unfortunately don't like horror. And I've heard backlash of people saying, "Oh, it's just From Dusk Till Dawn." I disagree with that. I'm not.
People said that when it came out.
Yeah, and
I said that when it came out.
Yeah, but you see my point. Like, there's, I don't want to say backlash, but it's not bulletproof. It's a film. If it wins Best Picture, like, I think it would be cool. But I don't see it as like a lot of people putting it as the number 1 or 2 of the year. I would say like number 3 or 4. So if One Battle for Another doesn't pull it off, and then I would say right now, I'm trying to think if it's Hamnet's the number 2 slot. It's tough. Might be. I
don't think Hamnet has legs.
I think
it's not gonna be for everybody. It's not gonna have mass appeal.
I mean, Shakespeare in Love,
this is good.
And that was.
I think Sentimental Value has a higher chance than Hamnet.
The thing with Sentimental, I really like Sentimental Value, but I think what is kind of pulling that film back is that it's not. And I pause with saying this because I don't agree with this critique, but it's more distant than something like Hamnet. Like, Hamnet's more emotional. Like Sinners is also more emotional, and I think that's what might hold it.
I thought you were going to say it's an international feature. So
no. Actually, I will say this: international features, the last 2 years has proven that because they brought in the Academy, there's a lot more likelihood of international films.
What's funny? We got a Brazilian film this year that's going to get nominated.
Which one?
Surat.
Oh, you think it's going to be Best Picture?
I think it's being nominated, yeah.
Really? I haven't. I'll be honest. It hasn't really been on my radar. Like, I saw that it's probably going to be nominated for Best International Feature, but I
I have a feeling they're gonna push that film.
Don't break.
Oh, I won't.
They could. I know right now there's
I know.
it was just an accident. I know that's gonna be a best picture nominee. Sentimental Value will also be nominated.
I was watching The Shining in theaters, and I heard someone saying this is the best trailer of the
You hear
year.
it?
Yeah.
What was the trailer for?
It was for Seurat. Now I don't really agree. I don't think the trailer did a whole lot, but it does have me curious to check the movie out, of course.
I'll have to check it out too then. I know No Other Choice. I'm excited. I don't think it's going to be nominated for Best International Feature, but I'm so pumped and jealous.
It might get like a Best Director, Best Writing. I don't think it's winning anything. But I did like it. It's in my top 5 of the year.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you think I'll like it?
Of course you'll like it. Whether it's probably not going to be your favorite, but it'll be in your top 5.
I love hearing that. You know me. I love Park Chan-wook.
Yeah. Also very relevant film to the times with like AI taking over.
I feel like I'll be able to. I know the premise. I feel like with everything that's happened in my life recently, I feel like I'll be able to relate to it. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm very I loved my trip that I went on, but I'm very sad and I missed that early screening because it's not going to be playing in IMAX.
That's what it looked like.
Oh, okay.
No. You're gonna see that in January?
Yeah, I think it's the first or second week of January. So once I see that, Resurrection, No Other Choice, Marty Supreme, and Avatar are the ones that I'm going to be seeing. And then and it was just an accident. Once I see those 5, I think I'll be good for.
What about Blue Moon?
Oh, I saw Blue Moon.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think you would really like it. It's a very heavy written film in terms of like it's very comedic, but it's Richard Linklater, so you kind of know it's a slice of life approach, like a little crevice in time of like just this writer.
An anti-Marv movie.
Yeah, Marv wouldn't like Blue Moon. Oh, by the way, Can't Articulate says, "What's up? Can't Articulate, good to hear from you." He says, "Still need to see Sentimental Value." It's a good movie. I would definitely recommend you check it out. It's very well acted and it's got a really good screenplay. And there's a long take. Well, not a long take, but a mention of a director wanting to do a long take in the context of the film. And as soon as he said it, I'm like, they're going to do this, aren't they? And they do. And it is absolutely perfect. It's so perfect. But the film as a whole, I thought was just really good. But I can see it growing on me even more on rewatch because it's a very well made film. Also, shout out to that grandfather.
Shout out. I mean, I don't know.
His taste in movies.
That kid might be scarred. Won't be spelling Skarsgård or what's his name? It'll be more like Skarsgård.
He's gonna Skarsgård everyone. Still have a lot to watch. Still have a lot to watch now that I think of it.
Yeah,
dude, I get that. I know the 2 big films in January that I'm looking forward to watch that are 2025 films are Resurrection and then No Other Choice. So I'm very excited for both. But yeah, so I'll also, in terms of BlacKkKlansman, I'll also never forget the just wild nature of Bohemian Rhapsody winning 4 Oscars. I was quite frankly stunned because that movie, it's not good.
That's your opinion. That movie
they
is
just
good.
love their recreation biopics.
That
movie is awesome.
It's got some pretty bad editing.
Did not want to watch.
It won best editing, dude.
It won most editing. There is a lot of editing in it. But the reason why it won best editing is because of the context. You had everything that happened with Bryan Singer, and then Dexter Fletcher came on board and he had to basically do a patch job. And as a patch job, it's fine. Like, it's cool to see a 45-minute concert at the end. Like, that's cool. But, I mean, there's a lot of scenes in it where there's one scene I almost want to send to Sergey instead of him having to endure an almost 3-hour movie where you have one of my favorite actors looking like Daffy Duck. No joke. Like, I love Rami Malek. He's one of my favorite actors of all time, but my goodness, like, him winning Best Actor.
He did a great job. What the hell is wrong with you, dude?
I think he would do a great job in terms of that look and everything in a Looney Tunes movie. But
That just sounds like pure hater nonsense. That movie was awesome, and he
Sergey, what's
deserved
my favorite TV show?
Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot.
Who's the lead actor in Mr. Robot?
Rami Malek.
I love Rami Malek, which is why I'm
Would
so
you
crazy.
say this year's The Amateur is the better movie?
I would watch
No.
The Amateur over Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, and
No.
you and I both were like about that movie.
The Amateur was a fun time at the movies, but it's not better than Bohemian Rhapsody.
Anyways,
The 4 Oscars back it up.
That Oscar ceremony more or less showcases why it's good to broaden taste and horizons, because the 2019 Oscars, think about it. After 2018, again, this 2018 almost reminds me of 2008, where The Dark Knight didn't get nominated for Best Picture, and so it was like, oh no, we got to try to broaden, and get younger people into the Academy, and then we also need to branch out to 10 Best Picture nominees. 2018 was similar in that it's like, oh man, we kind of messed up because we had some films that, yeah, some of them were actually dealing with people that weren't just white, but at the same time, those films really weren't winning. And you had films where it was like, yeah, 60 years ago they would have won, but now. So then they broadened it out. They got international voters. They added more women and more minorities. And guess what? 2019 made history. Parasite won Best Picture. It was the first international feature to win Best Picture.
And then we had some of these quote unquote weird movies win with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Exactly. You think the voters of Green Book would have chosen Everything Ever All at Once? Like they would have chosen a film with hot dog cans? No way. No way.
They would have chosen Coda. I like that movie though.
No, I enjoy Coda, and I that's an instance of I really admire the messaging of that film. I think that that is an important film. It's dealing with issues that really haven't been discussed. I mean, I know Sound of Metal deals with loss of hearing, but this is instances of people that have been going through it their entire life. So it's interesting though, because talking about that ceremony, I mean, 2020 and 2021 was very odd because you had COVID going on and just a lot of, I don't want to say malarkey, but a lot of things that were just kind of surprising occur. And then 2022 was kind of back to normal. 2022 was when Everything Ever All at Once won, and then Oppenheimer won.
I think with 2020, like everything going on, they want to just keep it like safe. There's just too many things going on in people's minds.
And that's probably why they didn't want to choose a film about someone that, is dealing with dementia, where it's like, well, that's kind of how we're all feeling right now.
Can you imagine Eddington coming out?
Oh gosh. I love the movie, but yeah.
With that movie, I don't think people are ready to relive that.
No, I know you, if I recall correctly, I think you thought it was solid.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I liked Beau is Afraid a lot more, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I did buy Eddington. I am planning to rewatch it. But that's a film that I think is going to get a cult classic status. Like I can see 10, 15 years from now it getting like reevaluated, but you're probably right that a lot of people felt it was too soon. So it's like, I kind of don't want to watch it. Or if I do watch it, I want the politics to be discussed, which I honestly think that I think people wanted it to be a blunt statement, but I think one of the things I loved about that film was the fact that there was a lot of gray in it. Like, it's poking fun of all the different sides, and it does challenge you. Like, I'm not going to spoil it for Marv because I do think Marv should watch Eddington, but halfway with what happens, it shocked me, and I definitely felt like I was being challenged.
I feel like so much that happens in that movie could be like its own movie.
I agree.
You forget how much happens during COVID. I forgot about it until I watched that movie.
And then you're like, oh my goodness, all this is wild. Yeah, I hope Mark watches it. Beamer Bro 1781 is in the chat. He says, I would love if Eddington won Best Picture. I gotta say, I feel like a good doubleheader would be One Bad After Another and Eddington.
See, I thought Beau was Afraid in Eddington, but okay.
Why not do a triple header? We'll add Bo's Afraid to it. I like Bo's Afraid. I like it. I've been holding back buying it on Blu-ray because I'm like, it's gonna get a 4K release, right? Right? But I don't know. It's the rights with that film are kind of weird because Lionsgate released it on Blu-ray, but now A24 only goes, for the most part, I should say, onto their website with physical media. So I'm like, maybe they'll release some 4K on the website, maybe. But it's a good looking Blu-ray. Universe MTD1, I don't think it should. It should, but it would be hilarious. Yeah, I think it's too divisive, unfortunately. I mean, I still remember when it came out, it was like my Letterboxd feed, it was like 1, 3, 3.5, 4.5, 5. And I'm like, not a best picture type film, but I still loved it nonetheless. I had a great time.
They should make a mistake during the ceremony, like with Moonlight. Just say Eddington, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, he wasn't even nominated.
Sorry, we went one bad after another. No, it's gonna be honestly very interesting to see the Oscars this year because it's gonna be I can already tell you right now. I have my prediction set aside. If I'm correct, I don't usually get it 10 out of 10. I usually get like 9 out of 10 right. If I am correct with 9 out of 10, we're gonna have a very diverse lineup, and it's gonna be awesome. I think Frankenstein's gonna sneak in. I think Bagania could sneak in.
I
I
hope
gotta
so.
see that. Pagania, I gotta see.
Bagania is awesome. It's so good.
A Bagania and Split.
I don't think it's winning Best Picture.
No.
Sinners is a lock. Sinners is a lock. And
Marv, we should place a bet. $10?
no,
Oh, come on. I wanted to bet you on the Eagles. Now I want to bet you on this.
I don't want to bet at all.
We got to see what all these other award shows are doing because
I think that Sinners will take
Oh.
Best Picture, Best Director, Best Score, and Best Screenplay. Yeah, that sounds.
I think one of those I agree with you with, and I would say I have to see the nominees for the screenplay, but I could see in a world where Ryan Coogler wins like best screenplay.
He needs to get Best Director. That's what he needs.
Look, you might disagree because I know all three of us have seen the film, but I said it 9 months ago when I saw that early screening. I'll say it again. PTA is a lock for best director.
He's not a lock for best director. He's not.
It could be Guillermo del Toro.
He's not a lock.
I mean, I think Frankenstein could be nominated for best director, but Marv, $10.
No, I'll just say that he's not a lock.
If Coogler wins best director, I'll give you $10. If PTA wins, you give me $10.
No.
Come on.
I'm not doing it. I would say I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan got best director. I could see them giving Battle After Another at the picture. I could see them doing that. But Ryan needs it. Ryan needs the director nod.
If not, he can storm off.
No, he won't be like Spike Lee.
I'm kidding. Look, I'm just glad we got a year where Warner Brothers delivered a lot of really good movies, one after another. Sinners, Weapons, F1, which Marv loves blockbusters, loves popcorn munching movies, but he hasn't seen F1.
I saw Jurassic World instead.
Now, Sergey, I know you like the new Jurassic World, but would you have seen F1 or the new Jurassic World?
I would have seen F1. I would have seen an original film over the blockbuster one.
Jurassic World was one of my favorite times movie theater
I've
had.
I agree. I mean, I own it on 4K.
I saw it with a packed house, and we had a ball. I told you, Chad, I'm the one that started the applause twice. It was fantastic. Like, it was a rip-roaring good time. It's literally why I go to the movies. And I was so, because I did not expect to like that movie. I thought I was not going to like it.
I wasn't expecting to like it either.
I thought it was going to be like okay. I was hoping it was just okay because I was like, this is about to suck. I was like, no, this movie's awesome, and it was great. I loved it. Like, I love it. When I say I love it, I love it. It was one of the best experiences I've had.
Of the cast.
The cast was awesome. It was shot on film. I loved it. It was great. I had a great time, and it was a great audience, a great theater experience. The audience was into it. Families of all ages, adults, kids, teenagers, couples.
it was great. It was a great time. Like everybody was in lockstep. I loved it. I wish every movie felt like that.
I liked watching F1 and feeling like I was driving a car in a Dolby seat.
I don't care about driving cars.
No, of all the stuff that you said, the one thing I will agree about is that the new Jurassic World Rebirth, Reborn, Reincarnation. I forget the name of it. I did like the fact that it was shot on film. I hope more $260 million budget movies follow suit and shoot on film. That being said, well, we've talked about it before, but F1 I really enjoyed though. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I did pick it up on 4K recently. Not at the price of that Sergey got it at, but I
got it pretty cheap. Yeah,
I saw it on $6.
what?
$6
on 4K?
No, I'm talking about. I thought you were talking about your theater ticket. Your theater ticket.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, we had AMC A-list. It was free.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was one of the best Dolby films I've seen this year. I would 100% say, like Hans Zimmer's score in that film.
Yeah, like F1 right now for me is at number 11 for the year, and Rebirth is at 26th.
That's fair. By the way, back to BlacKkKlansman. Let's talk about favorite scene. You started off, Marv. Sergey, what was your favorite scene in, would you say, in BlacKkKlansman?
I guess the first interaction on the phone. That's like the first thing that jumps out to me, where he's just trying to be white.
I do like that scene.
And then all the police officers just turn around like, did I just hear what you just heard? What I heard?
The little turn that Adam Driver does, where he just it's so good. Marv, what about you? What's your favorite scene?
I would say the scene where we're introduced to, her name is Patrice, played by Laura Harrier. When I loved her energy and how he backed her, and how she was digging him and how he was confident. I love how he approached her. I loved her strong energy. And then I also love that led into the speech where Corey Hawkins, who plays Kwame, where he gave the speech, the powerful speech. And I was just like, dang, that. So I think that, I guess, I don't know if that's all one scene or is that two scenes and then like they're like back to back. But if it's all one scene, I love that whole set. But if it's two scenes, I would say those two scenes stand out for me above all else.
I want to say that I do love that scene as well. I do want to talk about Patrice and Ron, like their relationship. But I first just want to say my favorite scene, and the scene that every time I watch, I'm like, they should have won Best Editing. Without spoiling anything, it is the bomb sequence at the end. I think that scene is phenomenal. I think the way the score is interacted with all of the shots and the acting and the shouting, I think it is so good, and it's so cathartic. I would say my second favorite scene is probably when it's cutting back and forth between the Klan and the Black Panther movement, and one is relishing in A Birth of a Nation and the other is critiquing it and saying why it's wrong. And then you're seeing the footage and it's like, well, one's clearly right. And then you're hearing them both say, they're both saying like, white power, black power, and it's cutting back and forth. And I thought that scene was incredible because it just really goes to show that people can be saying different things. I mean, saying similar things, but it's like there's clearly a big difference in regards to like how one is clearly like messed up and how the other is like really trying to bring some weight to the issues that a lot of people just don't unfortunately talk about, especially up to that point. So I love that scene as well. There's a lot of scenes I love, but those are the two that like quickly come to mind. Ron and Patrice, though. One of the things I loved about them was how Ron, of course, is someone that's like a detective. He has empathy for the police. He definitely wants to root out the police officers that are bad. But then Patrice challenges him where it's like, yeah, but, with what it represents and everything, with what they do to us, it's something that's very like harmful. and I just thought it was very interesting how it was going back and forth because I definitely see both viewpoints, but I wanted to hear you guys out on what you thought of like that whole interaction and the themes that it was bringing up.
I liked it. I thought it was interesting the points that he brought about trying to change, the viewpoint from within. Well, obviously she doesn't know that he's a cop, but um, it also kind of challenges his own place. He also wants to kind of like reinforcements that he is making a difference by pursuing this career.
I would say, oh my bad, Sergey.
No, you're good.
I was just saying that I'm on her side. I didn't agree with Ron at all because I found it to be misguided. Because, like I said in the messages that we had the other day, um, I like racism will never die, and he can't change that, and he can't change corrupt systematic oppression within the police system. He's just you can't do it. So I didn't understand what he thought he was trying to do,
But we
but
have black police officers now. We have female police officers now as well.
they're not changing anything.
But they are working together and seen as equals.
Some of
think-
them.
I think I know that it was created and well, it was also a writer's room, so it was like half black people, half white people. But the TV show Watchmen, I think, really brought up an interesting point where it's like the fact that it's showing people that look just like them gives them hope that they will then also try to do that as a living and that maybe they can change it. And I mean, I think that, yeah, I mean, Ron was, in this case, in the film, he was the first black officer, and there are multiple not multiple, there are a lot of black officers now. So, I mean, yeah, there's still corruption for sure. Like, nobody's dismissing that. I mean, even in the film, they do bring that up about how, like, and that's why I love the ending because it gives you like a quick fix of, oh, like we stopped some of the racism. But one of the things that the film does touch on is how like the police chief is like racist, like the way that he's like, yeah, you don't talk black, like you talk, I mean, he mentions about like how you can't talk like both white and black, like he's very clearly racist, but he's more of like passive racist as opposed to like the one cop that was like clearly like
They're the same. They're the same thing.
I mean, they're both bad, but in different.
They're the same thing. A racist is a racist.
But I feel like the one you can try to change.
No, there's no changing it. They're both racist.
I don't know. I mean, look at myself. I feel like I was.
Were
were-
you like one of them?
You could be.
No, I was looking back because I'm all about self-reflection. Yeah, growing up, I feel like I was like passively, but I'm not now.
But that's
clearly.
at his fault of his parents that were trying to bring that onto him without him kind of like analyzing what this all meant. You're going to absorb anything you're being told.
Exactly. So I'll put it to you this way, Marv. If you surround yourself with an echo chamber, then yeah, it's like throwing a dog with wolves. If a dog goes with wolves, and of course he's going to try to imitate and be like wolves, but if you have a dog go with a bunch of different animals, he's probably going to be more open and not want to try to be aggressive. And that's like me. Like I like to think that I am surrounded by people that are very different from myself. And that's why I was able to, I feel like, at least change. So and then I think that's one of the reasons why I like Ron's arc so much, because he is optimistic and he does try to see the good in people versus Patrice sees the bad in the world. Like, and she sees that and sees like how much of an issue it is. But I also think that it's very difficult to change things. Like,
I don't remember what she said, but I think it was something. I don't remember the exact wording, but it was. Have you seen the Supergirl trailer? Either one of you?
half of it.
All right. Well, I don't know if this is really spoiling anything, but at the end of the trailer, they asked her like, "What's the difference between you and Superman?" or something like that, and she says, "He sees the good in everybody," and they said, "You," and she says, "I see the truth." And I think that and Patrice said something like that, and I agree with her. I agree with her 100%. I admire Ron. I admire what he did. I'm nothing against Ron. I like Ron, but I thought she was on top of it. Like I thought that, like while watching it when he was in the what is it called, the files department,
Oh yeah.
the records department, I was like, you're belittling yourself. Like I was thinking like if she found out what you were doing, she would like it's not just have no respect for him. It was just more like, dude, like love yourself. Like why do you even put up with that? I wasn't mad at him, but I was like, bro, come on, dude. You're better than that. Don't do that to yourself.
Oh,
And
and
then
you
he and then
you went up
he
the
he
ranks.
redeemed himself by getting that uh that case and doing what he had to do with the case. And so we give him his grace. But I think Ron could have been better. And I think Patrice was the one to like call it out. And I think that, she was spot on the money. I love Patrice. She was I think Patrice was awesome. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. She's my favorite character in the movie. She's the one she's the only character in the movie that I love. I loved Patrice.
I really so I liked Patrice and I also really liked Ron. I liked their banner together. I thought watching them together, you could feel first of all, you could feel the chemistry, but you could also really feel the acting in terms of like the ideologies of both characters being brought to life. I think the thing with Patrice that I both feel conflicted about, but also admire is that, yeah, she is very passionate and she is someone that very much so has her beliefs. My issue that I take credence with is that it's very important to do what she's doing in terms of like bringing up awareness and everything. But at the same time, if you just write off people, it doesn't give them a chance to actually change. And that's why Ron was mentioning with what he was mentioning, which is like, okay, yeah, but like when he finally revealed he was a police officer, up to that point, he had showed her that like, hey, I'm a normal person. Like I'm trying to do what you're doing, but in like a different way. And it was one of those things where like as soon as he told her, she wasn't like she wasn't happy about it and everything. And so that's one of the things that it's very real to life, but it's one of those things that I felt conflicted about because I think that you sometimes do have to give some people the benefit of the doubt. And then if they do follow those stereotypes, then it's like, okay, you can say you were right, but at least you gave someone a chance. I guess it's my point.
Nah. And I actually have a good counter. I don't know if it's a good counter. It'll be an unorthodox counter, but
I'm all
I
ears.
I was talking to my cousin when we have a lot of conversations throughout the day, and mind you, it's nothing to do about this topic or the movie or these things, but um, I'll bring up I won't even bring her up, but one of our least favorite people in this world. I mentioned her. Long story short, so I was saying that I tried to, I guess, keep her around because I thought I saw the good in her and I wanted to, try to, maybe things will work out. Maybe, things will work itself out right.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, much to others' dismay. So, long story short, I just wound up telling him that I now feel that I should have never bothered. Like I'm not even mad at her anymore. I'm not even mad at the situation. I'm mad at myself. I don't beat myself up about it. I just now know the clarity for me is I just now know that it was all my fault. I don't even blame her. It's all my fault, and I should have never even bothered. I should have listened to not only my intuition, my gut, and all the judgment that I did feel, not the judgment like judging her, but like just my good judgment on character and stuff like that. I should have listened to that instead of ignoring it, ignoring the red flags like you mentioned, right? I saw them too. I tried to hold out hope that things work themselves out, and but I was wrong. I wasted my time. I wasted my energy. I put myself under tremendous stress. Not only did I not listen to myself, I didn't listen to anybody else. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody thought it was a good idea. And I paid the price in the end. So that all tells me, in my conclusion, it is all my fault. Now, I will not beat myself up over it. I just have to understand going forward that I have to be better. And you know better now, so you have to do better. So it's when you say that she didn't want to give people a chance. Sometimes it's not about really giving them a chance. People are who they are, and when they show you who they are, you have to believe them.
It's a okay, so that's a lot to unpack. I guess to sum it up, I will say that if it wasn't for the fact that I know you, of course, you're one of my best friends. I would say that there is blame on both sides.
No,
But
it's all my fault.
but I said if I didn't know you, but because I do know you, yeah, you share. There's a lot of truth to what you're saying, but I will say with the caveat of that's not an occupation. I think I will use a better example. When you and I first met, we of course like got along right away and everything, and you then found out I was a debt collector. And instead of being like, oh my goodness, I know that he's a debt collector and I have had bad experiences with debt collectors, instead of going that route, you're like, well, wait a minute. He seems like actually like chill. He doesn't seem like he's aggressive or anything. He seems like pretty laid back and nice. I mean, I hope to think that you think that, but
But
see
what are
my
you
point. Like
talking about? That's a worse example. What would your occupation have to do with anything about like anything to do with me and you? What is your
Well,
job to do with me at
it's
all?
not about. It's about we're talking about Patrice and Ron. Like her whole thing was talking about his job, like the fact that with what he represented, it's just like how I represented debt collections and how
But I didn't look at you like that. That's just that's what you did to
uh,
pay your bills.
but
Ron actually wanted to change. He wanted to be a cop to inspire change. You didn't want to change the world by taking people's money.
I wanted to change how people looked at debt collection.
If
I've
that's
always said that.
if that is true, I don't even know what to say to that. But no, I didn't
I
care
like to
that you.
think I did because I mean when I was on when I did the job, I feel like I was very nice to people.
If you help somebody seriously, I'm happy for you and I'm happy for them.
I
But
think Chad got more comedic, subject matter to work with. And then he changed it.
Yeah, I did. The lady that hit, oh man, I forget how many cows she hit.
20 animals or whatever.
No, it was more like 40. It was like 40 cows and like 10 deer. It was wild. But my point with all this is just saying that I don't think I can see why Patrice was judging him in terms of his occupation. I just don't think it's necessarily right because I think until you get to know somebody and with why they do what they do, that's when I think you can. Like if someone's like, "Oh, I became a cop because I wanted to beat up people and also because like for that," then yeah, that's messed up. But if someone's like, "I actually want to try to change things," I think that's admirable. No, like I think it's admirable.
Well, everyone has their own way of
I
fighting
think
back.
it's misguided.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Like,
What do you think, Sergey?
I think Sergey's helping out Papa Bezos, like one machine at a time.
I mean, it's out of my control. Just got to play by the system.
Yeah, I mean, well, are you saying he shouldn't work at Amazon?
No. That's what Patrice would say because Amazon is terrible with who they represent, like they're cozy up and everything. But that doesn't mean that Sergey like agrees with that. It just means that
Sergey's
not my control because I'm contracted by another company.
Yeah,
I'm forced to follow.
But Sergey's he just has a job. He doesn't care about Jeff Bezos.
No, I'm just climbing the ladder.
But that's my point. Like for me, you guys know my thoughts on capitalism. But at the end of the day, when I was doing collections, my mind was, yeah, the system is messed up, but I still want to try to help people out and showcase that it's not an all or nothing world where you either don't pay 10,000 or you do. It's like, no, let me help you out. Let me try to find a settlement. Let me try to get you on a monthly payment based on what you can afford. I'm here for you. I got you. That's something that my coworkers also were trying to do. I mean,
well, wasn't part of your pitch that you had to get them to pay whatever? Like they had to pay something.
The thing was we would first pitch the balance because we had to, like there were regulations. But then once I got past that, that was when there was like a lot of wiggle room. I'm like, all right, I've spoken to this guy before. I know he can't pay $2,000 a month. Let me try to get you down to $50. And then when tax season comes around, maybe you can pay $500. It's negotiated. And that job really helped me. And that, ironically enough, was also a job I did in 2018. So it's, I don't know, it really helped shape me as well. But that's why I understand where Ron's coming from. Ironically enough, though, I rewatched LA Confidential yesterday, which is also about the police, which is all about corruption, and it's all about an idealistic individual. And I don't think Marv's seen LA Confidential, so I won't spoil it. But it is very interesting to see how an ideological individual becomes changed, not only by the system, but everything surrounding him. So it is one of those things where, yeah, somebody can try to change things and end up becoming exactly what he was trying to change. But in the case of Ron, he didn't. Like, he stayed true to himself, and I think that's one of the reasons why, like, it was very fascinating to watch. And in this world that was created by Spike Lee. By the way, sorry, we have a bunch of different comments, so I'm going to quickly catch up. The Trison is in the chat. Andrew, it's good to hear from you. You said hello. I thought I missed y'all yesterday. There was some stuff that came up, so we had the last minute pivot to today, which shout out to Sergey, because Sergey was originally going to be seeing Avatar Fire and Ash today, but he graciously pivoted and we were able to do it today. So I also wanted to say, Andrew, I love this comment. BlacKkKlansman, good music. We're right there with you, except for Marv.
Yeah, I don't agree with you at all, buddy.
I love the music, Andrew. Bootzilla 1550. I know you don't like me saying the full name, but Bootzilla's in the chat. He says, hello, fellas. Very late, but I caught up to the live now. That is awesome. I hope you've been enjoying it. This is what I've been wanting. I know Birdman, we had a very lively, but I know the ones before that, like Marv, because it was only his first time, it was kind of like not as energetic as I wanted. But Birdman and now this, I definitely feel like we have the energy and the discussion and just the enlightening conversations that I like to have, where we're, all liking the film, but we all have different views on it, and it's very interesting to bounce off each other, I think. I haven't seen Spike Lee's most acclaimed like Malcolm X or Do the Right Thing, so this is my favorite from him so far. Malcolm X is excellent. Marv, you like it?
I don't really care for Malcolm X, to be honest.
Uh,
I don't dislike it. It's just I'm okay. I don't have to watch it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, I've seen
American
it. I just
history.
don't. I don't have to watch it again. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, what were you saying?
What about American History X?
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a really
my
good
mom
movie.
showed it to me. I saw that when I was very young. I think I was like 7 or 8, and I never
Wow.
forget when he stomped the guy's head into the
Whoa,
curb.
whoa! Yeah, Sergey hasn't seen
I
it.
haven't seen it.
Oh, dang it! Sorry,
You gotta stop with the spoiler. You spoiled Uncut Gems for my little brother, and now you're spoiling.
Well, I thought that he's seen it since he brought it up.
No, he's
bad.
asking about it.
Oh, my bad, dude.
I'm gonna spoil Avengers. What's the next one? Doomsday.
I'll see it before you even watch it. So
Marv, I can see the future. I'm gonna get an early screening before they add all the digital effects. It's just gonna be a bunch of people on green screens.
You're just gonna see green. It's all green.
But I do love that movie though. That's a great movie. That is a fantastic movie. I think that movie's better than this movie, to be honest with you. It is. That's a 5-star movie.
I think the directing is better in BlacKkKlansman. I'll be honest. I think the directing is a little bit rough in American History X. I think that film is elevated by the thematic weight of the screenplay with the fantastic performances. But I really like American History X. So I want to make that clear.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I really, really like it. Trison says, I don't know if I wanted this or Star is Born to win Best Picture that year instead of Green Book, though. Star is Born.
A Star is Born deserves to be. It should. If Hereditary couldn't win, A Star is Born should have won. Facts. A Star is Born is better than this movie. Facts. It is. I saw it twice in IMAX. It was excellent.
I mean, I saw it twice, but that's for context. I saw it once, and then because every year I watch the Best Picture nominees with my wife, I saw it a second time with her in theaters because she hadn't seen it. And we both felt similarly. It's solid. It's got a really good song, but yeah, it's solid. It's very uneven. Honestly, when I was watching, it reminded me of Braveheart, not in the story, but in terms of just how bumpy the directing is and how it does get better as it gets along. But getting to the meat and potatoes is definitely a bumpy journey.
Is it the best Star is Born out of the 4 or 5 of them that have come out over the years?
So you're going to hate me, Sergey. I pulled a Marv. I've only seen the Star is Born. I've only seen this one, even though I have the original on my Vudu.
Okay. I feel like we remake this movie every decade.
Yeah, because it's I don't want to say it's a relevant movie, but it's a movie that a lot of filmmakers feel passionate about the previous rendition, and then so they want to add their own stamp to it. So I can understand, but I think if you see it, you'll think it's okay to solid. I think it's better than Maestro, but it's solid. I can see the love, but I don't know. I mean, for me, it's number 7 out of the 8 Best Picture nominees. I don't know if. Oh wait, you already said that. My apologies. We talked about this briefly. I think I heard Spike Lee got so miffed at losing the Oscars to Green Book that he walked out the ceremony. Yes, we did cover that earlier, and Sergey and Marv were on the same page. I lightly was able to see where
I
they're going.
remember that more than anything else out of that Oscar ceremony.
You
I mean, it
cannot.
definitely was surprising.
That is indefensible behavior.
That's some Will Smith behavior.
And you condemned him. You condemned him. You fried him.
One was violence. One was just storming off. There's a difference.
I mean, one is definitely violence, but you're still making it all about you. Like you're robbing people of the experience of what they're supposed to be there for because you didn't get your way. Well, Will had an emotional breakdown, so that is not it's apples to oranges. But the same thing. Well, it's not the same thing, but Spike Lee pouted, but what is the word? He obnoxiously pouted. He didn't just pout. He made you. He wanted it to be aware that he's pouting, and he feels like I should have won. My movie deserved to win. That is ridiculous. Whether you think you should have won or not, it's retarded.
Like I said, we spoke about it earlier. We just agreed to disagree.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah, we spoke about it earlier. My top films for that year were Vice in Best Picture lineup, but I don't think it should have won. And First Man wasn't even nominated. Shake my head. Yeah, I love Vice. Own it on Blu-ray. I think it gets better with each viewing. Great makeup, great acting. That's a film also educational and entertaining in equal measures like BlacKkKlansman. I mean, that's the film that brought to my attention the FCC and how the Bush administration was in many ways the reason why it got disbanded. The FCC got disbanded, and then guess what? It was a free market in terms of the news, and that's why the news then didn't have to showcase all different sides. They could then just cater to an echo chamber, and now we got the news today. So, very educational film. Adam McKay, he's someone I grow to respect more and more with his versatile nature. First Man I also like. I know Marv hates it. Sergey, I know you were kind of soft on it.
Just on the middle.
It feels very different from Damien Chazelle's other films, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like everything else is like very energetic and fast paced, and then
First Man's very
boring.
No, I Marv, I do like First Man. Like I thought that was
it's very beautifully shot. I love the film grain. I love how it looks. It's a very visually, I love it.
And the score?
No, the story sucks. The story sucks. It's boring, uninteresting. The characters are all no. There's one interesting character, and there's one really good scene. Janet, played by Claire Foy, she's awesome, and she's beautiful. And then you also have the scene where I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but you know what scene I'm talking about. That's a good scene. Besides that, no, that movie sucks, bro.
I like it. Own it on 4K.
I'm glad
it's a 4 out of 5. I think you gave it 4 out of 5. I like it. I think it's good. It's not
but you gave The Best Man a 2.5 out of 5. Leave me alone, Chad.
I would.
Gave 7 or 6, 5 out of 5.
Say it again.
You gave Scream 6, 5 out of 5.
Scream 6 is better than that movie. I don't care what neither one of you say. You guys are both tripping balls. First Man is trash. Trash.
I really want to create a poll. Scream 7, or is it Scream 7 or 8?
Scream 6.
Scream 7 is next year, I think.
I've defended Marv with the Scream sequels, but I'm going to be blunt. I get them all confused after 4.
Yeah.
They just kind of like. I think it's also because one of them isn't even like. Is it the 6th or the 7th or the 5th that just drops the
Scream? That's Scream.
Yeah, and then it just gets confusing. I'm like, okay, so.
Well, I mean, you could say the same thing about Halloween 2018. Halloween 2018 is really Halloween 2.
I've said that though. I like Halloween 2018, but that franchise is very confusing because it's like I like Halloween. Okay, 78, 2000. What was it? 9.
All you have to do is call it Halloween 2018. You're just making it needlessly complicated.
Just like Scream. Boodzilla says Malcolm X and Do the Right Thing. That is peak Spike. BlacKkKlansman and Cyberman 25th Hour round out my top 5 Spike movies. That's fair. I know Marv loves 25th Hour. I thought it was okay, but I do like
25th,
Inside Man.
25th Hour is a masterpiece. Inside Man is really good. And He Got Game is also a masterpiece.
I thought He Got Game was okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. Like
But yet you gave First Man a 4 out of 5. Leave me alone.
that. I like First Man better.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, they're two different films, but I like the filmmaking a lot more in First Man. A Star Is Born, yuck, boring. Troy said A Star Is Born does feel like a first feature, well made enough though. Yeah, I mean, it definitely has some flourishes to it that make it interesting at times, but I think getting to that point was a struggle. It definitely has some moments, like the first time that Lady Gaga sings, like that is a great scene, no doubt.
And she looks beautiful in the whole movie. She is so delicious.
I definitely account for that in terms of my ratings.
That's part of Marv's rating scale.
It's not, but it should be because she looks fantastic. Sergey,
So
be honest.
here's a movie full of women, and it's not a 5 out of 5. That means they did not look good. They were not delicious.
Hold up, Sergey. Hold up. Did you watch that movie, A Star Is Born?
Oh.
No, you did not? Okay.
No.
Oh, well, hold up. Chad, didn't Stephanie look fantastic?
Which one was that?
A Star Is Born.
No, I'm saying which character was that?
The main character.
Oh, I don't remember. You give me. I barely. All I remember is that film was like pro suicide.
So you don't remember Lady Gaga's character? You don't remember? What
Oh, Allie. Like? Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you don't remember Lady Gaga in that movie?
I mean, I do. I thought she was good.
Did she look good?
I'm a married. And where's it? Toy Story 2. I'm a married spud.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite lines in Toy Story 2.
She looked like a whole snack, man. And I didn't know that she looked that good because she always wore all the makeup.
Brings up a good point. If Marv likes Lady Gaga so much, why doesn't he watch Joker 2?
Yeah.
Well, I would probably watch all of her cut scenes on YouTube. You just gave me an idea.
I'll watch all the cut scenes of Star Is Born.
You can do that. Like, if you're not interested, Sergey, go ahead and watch the cut scenes.
I'm more interested in watching the 80s or the 70s version of that.
Or the 30s.
Well, I don't know about that.
I would probably watch the original and then maybe the 70s one, I think, which has Jeff Bridges, but we'll see. Bootzilla also says, I do remember him walking out. Spike can be over dramatic sometimes. Just Spike is in line with, not Spike. Bootzilla is in line with you guys. The Triton says, the only thing I remember from Spike Lee at the Oscars is him dressing like a character from Super Mario Brothers. Presenting the award to Bong Joon-ho. Bootzilla, I remember taking More Like Dragon, my wife, just kidding, to see First Man, and she was so bored by it. I liked it, but she has never let me forget taking her to go see that movie. That's actually hilarious.
That's my whole family with Prometheus. To this day, they're like, you ruined it for all of us.
I did I show Nicolette First Man? Let me actually check. I don't know if I did. And if I did, I don't really remember her reaction. But I know some of my other friends have seen First Man and liked it. But I mean, I get it. It's not for everyone. Oh no, I did show Nicolette. Did I put in my review? No. So she probably just thought it was okay.
What's a movie where she was like, "Why did you make me watch that?"
Probably
for Jamie, it was The Shining. Jamie felt about The Shining. Yeah, she said that the whole way home. Why did you do that to me?
She's out of here. No, I'm kidding. For Nicolette, it was being John Malkovich.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, it was kind of hilarious because when we first started dating, I would always ask her, well, not always, but was asking her, like, what's her favorite movie? What's the worst movie she's ever seen? And she didn't have at that point, she didn't have a movie that she thought was the worst. But when I showed her Being John Malkovich, that ended up being her go-to. I don't know if that still would be because there's other movies that we've both seen where we've been like, yikes. But 10 years ago, Nicolette hated being John Malkovich.
I'd say for my I hadn't had a whole lot of these really bad movie experiences with my ex, but I'd say probably Green Knight's the first one that pops up to my mind.
Okay, I can see that.
That fits.
I, ironically enough, am rewatching that tomorrow, but I'll never forget the first time I saw it. It was with a bunch of friends. They all hated it. I loved it. I thought it was great. Still love
like
it.
the jerk off rag in that moment.
Oh yeah, dude, we talked about that a bunch. People were like, it was such a big load. I'm like, I mean, yeah, if you think about it, back then they didn't really have anything to release the snake with. So I mean, yeah, it kind of checks out.
It's pretty light compared to like Saltburn, though. Can you imagine that? Nicolette didn't say anything about Saltburn, though.
She hasn't seen Saltburn.
Maybe you should show her that.
I was actually thinking about it because we're going to be seeing Wuthering Heights, and she liked Promising Young Woman, and she's seen TikToks of like brief scenes of Saltburn, but I've told her, I'm like, I mean, if you take it out of context, it's kind of like, huh? But I think I don't know how she would feel about that movie. I really don't. I think the last 5 minutes she'd find really relatable because that's literally me on the weekends. But I literally said that in my review. I'm like, yeah, literally, wow, he's like me for real, as the meme says.
I liked it better when it was called Talented Mr. Ripley.
That's
Me too. But
that's a great movie.
I do like both movies, but for different reasons. I do like the cinematography in Saltburn quite a bit. And I like the fact that that director, she's shooting Wuthering Heights on VistaVision. That trailer, some of the shots remind me of like the Red Shoes, like with the usage of red, and it looks like it's a 1940s film. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, kudos to Barry Keoghan. I mean, he's just very committed in that performance.
Hey, he plays such weird characters, and I love the fact that he goes all out, and he's in the Green Knight. His performance in that is wild, and then he's in Killing of a Sacred Deer, and he forever makes you look at spaghetti differently. I mean, he's a great actor. I love him. Buzilla says, "Oh, this is funny. I always offer a second chance to watch the movie because I have it on 4K, and I get the side eye." That's funny. So Buzilla, that's similar to like with my wife. I'll jokingly mention when I'm rewatching Being John Malkovich like once a year, not 100 times like Marv.
I've never seen that movie.
No, I know, but like once a year for you is like I don't like that movie. Like 100 times a year is like you like it. But for me, if I watch a movie once a year, it means I really like it.
No.
So I'll rewatch Being John Malkovich like once a year, sometimes twice. Depends. I love First Man, not Giselle's best, but my personal favorite from him. I can respect that. I'm definitely planning to do a ranking list of his work, and spoiler alert, Whiplash is my number one.
Yeah.
And Babylon, I will probably go on a 5-minute discussion in my ranking, but Babylon, I think people really slept on that film. I think people look back 15 years from now and be like, why can't they make movies like Babylon anymore? It's like, well, because you guys didn't go see it.
Because they didn't have their hearing after watching that German film.
Yeah.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah. Oh, man. That composer frustrates me so much. Like, he can make some good scores.
Yeah.
But.
What composer?
It's Volker.
He did something this year, I thought.
He did 2 movies this year.
Yeah.
And it's funny because one score that he did was it was legit a ripoff of one of his own scores. So let me pull up my list. So he did the score for House of Dynamite, which I really like. But Sergey, I kid you not, you listen to the score of House of Dynamite, tell me that's not the score of Conclave. He did the score for both, but still, it's like, huh? Then he did the score for Ballad of a Small Player, which I've listened to that score at least a dozen times. It's a great score. It's probably going to get a Best Original Score nomination. I wouldn't be angry because it is a great score. The film, I feel mixed about, but I will say this: I do kind of want to rewatch it because, ironically enough, the Tricin, Andrew, we discussed about the film off to the side, and he did bring up a lot of things that I didn't pick up on, most people didn't pick up on, and it's like once he said it, I'm like, okay, that makes sense, and I kind of want to watch it with like that perspective now. So I don't know if you would like it, Sergey, because it's a film that the characters aren't likable, but it's also a film that it starts right off in terms of like it being very fast paced, but then it slows down quite a bit. So it starts off with like Uncut Gems kind of energy, and then it slowly deviates into. I'm trying to think of the energy. I can't think of the energy offhand, but it goes from that to then.
Rain Dreams.
That's actually a bad comparison. so as a first time viewing, you're like, wait a minute, where's that Uncut Gems pacing again? But I think now that he said what he said, again, I don't want to spoil anything. I do kind of want to rewatch it. An interesting I saw First Man by accident was with my college friends going to the cinema. They all wanted to see something I forgot, but I didn't, so I bought a separate ticket for First Man. I love that, man. That's awesome because that's how you're able to quite literally stumble into something that you end up really liking. Taking chances. Going back to what we were discussing earlier, like taking chances is something that I think, especially with cinema, any art form, I think is really good.
Going to the screen unseen.
I love doing it. I haven't been to one recently, but I love doing it.
Now you predict, you go out of your way to try to see which one it is, but how about going without knowing what it is?
I mean, I'm not always right. Like when Marv and I, when we saw The Home,
yeah,
and The Home wasn't good. It wasn't good, but it wasn't because I predicted it wrong. It wasn't like, oh, I didn't get weapons because I thought it was possibly going to be weapons. It was more so, this is bad. Like this is something on paper I should love, but it's not working. You remember that, Marv? Oh, he checked out. Bootzilla, the Tricin, was it Venom? Yeah, honestly, he would probably know best, but I feel like it might be. What's going on in Marv's house?
They're reenacting BlacKkKlansman over there.
He's reenacting the score. There he is. Whoa. He's reenacting Blair Witch Project now. Here we go. Modern Blair Witch Project. All right, let's see.
Who are you shooting over there?
Look at that camera work. He's on the set of a chad.sabourin production. Marv, what's going on? Oh, let's see. We're getting a little close to.
Can you imagine just picks up as just a completely different person and stares into the camera?
This is like watching a Kenneth Branagh film. All right, so we'll get back soon, hopefully. I wasn't into films at the. Oh, there he is. You all right, Marv?
A little quiet on the Western Front there, or the Eastern Front, the Northeastern Front.
On the Philly front.
Yeah, Philly's finest.
I wasn't
into films at the time yet, but First Man, specifically the moon landing scene, was so epic my jaw dropped. To me, it's an excellent historical drama made like prestige sci-fi. Honestly, that's fair. Moon landing scene is amazing. I think that was one of my favorite scenes of 2018. That was awesome, especially to see in IMAX. Awesome. The Tricin says probably I couldn't remember what they wanted to see. Bootzilla. All right, that's fair. By the way, we didn't discuss earlier, but ratings for BlacKkKlansman. I'll go first. 5 out of 5, hands down. I almost did a rating that Sergey does not like. I almost did 4.75 out of 5, but the final 5 minutes, I was like slapping on that 5 out of 5.
Yeah. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. I went from a 4 to a 5 now. So.
Oh, sick. Marv, what about you?
0.
Gosh.
Well, with him, the rating changes. So, is it 3.5? Is it 3?
We need for him to have his rating scale on Letterboxd because it's hard to keep. I think mathematically, I just get kind of confused because we'll say it's a 7 out of 10, but then on Letterboxd we'll give it a 3 out of 5, and I'm like, Well, shouldn't it be 3.5 out of 5? Math isn't mathing, as the kids say these days. But yeah, Marv said, I don't know if he's still there, the number one Cowboys fan, but he, I know he gave BlacKkKlansman out of 10, a 7 out of 10, but out of 5, a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Audiences,
3 out of 5 on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Wait, where else did he rate the review? Oh, the 10 scale is
so out of 10, he gave it a 7 out of 10, but then on Letterboxd, because it's out of 5 stars, he gave it 3 out of 5.
Well, he needs to update that.
Marv, we were saying you got to update BlacKkKlansman.
I heard what you said. And I'm not changing anything. It's a 7 out of 10. It's a 3 out of 5 stars, and that's
a 2 out of 5 on Rotten Tomatoes.
It is. It's a 2 out of 5.
No, Marv, I'm trying to understand the math. What's the math?
Well, I would say a 9 to a 10, 9, 10. That's like 4 to 5 star range, and 3 to 4 stars. That's about 7 to 8.5 range, and anything under that is considered mid. And I think 3 stars and up is good. I think anything under 3 stars is mid at best to slightly okay to just whatever. And then you get the bad. That's why when you gave a 2.5 to Best Man, that's why I'm still outraged, because to me that says that you think it's a bad movie.
No, but
that means it's average, or at least in my
it's not average. It's a good movie, really good movie.
But that's why it's not that I don't listen to you, Marv. It's that's a lot to take in. I still don't process it. If you write it out, like if you have it on your letterbox and I visually see it, I can process it. Like if Sergey gives a movie a 3 out of 5, my initial reaction is, oh, it's just kind of like okay, but it's not. 3 out of 5 for him is like solid, but that's because I'll look at his rating system and I'm like, okay,
we're usually off by like half a star in our rating.
Yeah.
Well, this is a, and the sad part is that, never mind. It's a broken record. Never mind.
Hey, you can do what you want. I'm just saying it I guess when you look at 7 out of 10, like you divide 10 by 5 when you're doing a 5 star. So it's like 10 divided by 5 is 2. So 7 divided by 2.
I'll put it to you this way: a 3 out of 5 stars feels right for this movie. Now, if you're telling me you want me to give it a 6, I can do that.
Spike Lee's about to have another moment hearing this.
Well,
I'm gonna send this to him.
I would rumble Spike Lee, but I'm trying to be respectful of him today, because I believe in empowering other Black dudes, especially somebody who is prestigious and has enough weight in the industry as he does. But I mean, it's crazy that you brought it up, but something me and Sergey touched on is why I've never liked him. And I hate that I have to say that, because this is a time when we should be celebrating him. But yet, somehow my issues with him came up, and I didn't even try to bring them up. But
I mean, I don't like his ego, but I like his passion. I mean, that in his movies.
It's all one and the same.
You gotta separate.
Separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
No, it's
Do you not like any Kevin Spacey movies?
I like American Beauty.
So you separate him?
No, I don't. I mean,
all three of us like Tarantino's films. But guess who produced those films? Weinstein's. Should we not? Because they were.
I'm not.
Every time I see Miramax,
I'm not repulsed by Weinstein, though. I always knew he was a bad dude. He's a bad dude that finally got caught. I'm not repulsed by
Weinstein's brother.
I'm not repulsed by Bob either. I love Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is just as guilty as Tarantino. They turned the other cheek because they were scared of him.
Tarantino, I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure. Kevin Smith, I will say, he he actually did call out. Like there are some interviews where he did speak out on him, and he did tell him to like shut up because there was one screening where I think it was I want to say it was Clerks 2 or it might have been Dogma, one of those films that came out like around that time frame. From what I understand, Harvey Weinstein was in the audience and he was talking, and Kevin Smith called him out and said for him to shut up and get off his phone, and he did. So it's like I don't think Kevin Smith liked him. It was just like, hey, in order for me to make these $10 million movies,
I don't believe that happened. I really don't.
I can send you the article afterwards if you want.
I need to see, like, I need somebody to say that it happened. Like I need to say, like, yeah, I saw Kevin do that. But if it's not that, I won't believe it. I can't believe it because I've heard him talk about him in other ways. Like, oh yeah, Harvey called me, so I know I'm going to get yelled at. Like, and I've heard him at that come out of his own mouth. So I have to see somebody say, yeah, Kevin, he told Harvey to be quiet. That don't even sound like me saying that. But if you can find something like that, show it to me and I'll watch it.
I mean, I don't think this is. I mean, this is like 20 years ago, so I don't think people were like TikTok and like, look at what Kevin Smith said. I mean, so there's that I can say right off the bat. I'm not gonna be able to get you like footage of that happening because this was pre TikTok, where everybody had to videotape chicken jockey. Like this is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But the Trison says, I was commuting back from work earlier this week. I opened my Letterboxd and saw both Chad and Sergey gave this 5 stars, and I nearly dropped my phone. I think Marv gave it 3 reasonable because mine was 3.5.
Thank you.
To be fair, I think
a 5 out of 5 is I don't even get it. But shout out to these gentlemen.
Well, keep in mind, we've also seen it multiple times. I'm pretty sure most people in the chat, including yourself, have only seen it like once.
Yeah,
but Sergey and I, we made the argument.
Yeah.
Sergey and I both made the argument earlier in the earlier in the live stream, I should say, that it's a film that gets better with each viewing. Like it wasn't an immediate 5 out of 5. It was a journey to get to that point. It wasn't an immediate 5 out of 5 for me. It was.
I think you both are overrating this movie.
I wouldn't say so because for me,
I don't see anything I would change differently though.
And that's what you got to do.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just said that.
I don't know how else like better to tell that story. I thought it did everything it needed to.
And that's what you got to. And that's what I think you have to do. You have to look at the film for what it's trying to achieve. Does it set out to achieve something and actually achieve it? Yes, I think this film did. So it's like, is there anything I would change? Not really. I think it does a great job of balancing the genres that it tackles. I think it's a very tightly wound screenplay, and that ending, as I've said several times, it goes pretty hard. I would say it's a very, angry ending that again changed me. I can't dismiss that. It literally changed me as a person.
If you feel like it changed you and it really had that profound effect on you, then you giving it a 5.5. I'm sorry, I said a 5.5. A 5 out of 5. I will concede and just give it to you.
Yeah, especially because I know American Pie changed you, and it's like,
Well, when you worded how you worded it, I was thinking about my favorite movie of all time, and nobody understands why it's my favorite movie of all time. But how movies become favorites is that art. Sometimes when you catch it, it's all about when you found it. And I watched my favorite movie of all time at a point in my life where it was kind of like, I don't know, is the word contrast? Where I felt like I could identify what things that was going on in the movie on a very personal level. And I was able to not only get enjoyment out of it, but I was able to be moved by it, but also understand it like much more. If I would have just caught it, probably if I would have caught it like right now, it probably wouldn't be my favorite movie. But because I saw it when I saw it at that moment, and then not only watching it that time, because it wasn't like a first viewing, oh, this is my new favorite movie of all time. No, it was over
Right.
watching it, keep watching it, and then on a filmmaker level, you start to like the different editing choices. You like the way it's lit. You like the way they edited the sound. You like certain beats of the score. You like certain nuances of the performances that the actors gave. You like the character relationships. You like the writing. So over time, I just fell in love with the movie over and over again. So I will give you that. If it changed you, I'll let you have it. I
And,
don't think
and
it should.
also and also
Go
keep
ahead.
in mind, and I think this is something that maybe people are being, such as Andrew, being harder on me because I usually don't rate movies 5 out of 5. The context is that this is not my favorite Spike Lee film. Do the Right Thing is my favorite. I think it's the most important that he's done. I think it is arguably his best. But BlacKkKlansman is by far, in my eyes, his most entertaining. And it's also the one that, at the end of the day, did change me the most as a person. But which is in my top 250 of all time, Do the Right Thing. But BlacKkKlansman is still a film that I do come back to more. I think it is more rewatchable. But
That makes sense because I think
yeah,
Hereditary is a masterpiece. I do
I,
not think How to Be Single is a masterpiece. So what does that tell you? In fact, do you know that I don't even know what genre How to Be Single is supposed to be? I don't even. Can you even call it a romantic comedy?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
how so? It's not like it's like it's not a. There's like the guy is he going to get the girl? That's not what's happening there.
I mean,
It's
it's
No, it's
50
about
just a
First
version
Date.
of it. It's from a
50 First Date, so
woman's
romantic
viewpoint.
comedy.
It's just a
it,
subversion. That's all.
it's about a thought who gets ran through New York City, and then and it's about her going through her whole phase. That's what it's about. That is literally what the movie's about.
Well,
So
isn't Getting
Coming of
Sarah
age?
also considered a rom com?
I wouldn't call it a rom com.
I would.
And that's the next thing. Do you want to hear this? Is you won't even believe this. I don't even think it's funny. I don't think How to Be Single is funny, like almost at all. There's a few moments where I'm amused, but I don't
He's
think
coming around, Chad. He's agreeing. So it's
This
not that
doesn't
good.
sound like your favorite film.
it's my favorite. It's my favorite movie of all time. I love it to high
you
heavens.
you just said two things you don't like about it.
That doesn't mean I'm acknowledging something about it. The same way Chad just said, "Do the Right Thing"
So
is
it's
his favorite Spike Lee film.
guilty pleasure. That's the difference.
No. This is my favorite movie ever, ever. I could watch it right now 5 times in a row and just be transfixed and love it to high heavens. I love
Do
Dakota
not think it's
Johnson.
funny.
I don't think it's funny. That's why I don't know how you can call it a romantic comedy. Because when I watch it, I'm like, we're going to call this a drama?
I mean, so Grand Budapest Hotel.
Mhm.
That's a film that Sergey and I would go back and forth on. He doesn't hate it, but he doesn't love it the way I do. That's fair. That's a film that every time I watch it, I think it's funny. I know it's not for everyone in terms of the humor, but I laugh every single time.
Mhm.
So I'm just surprised that your favorite comedy is one that you don't really.
But
think
I don't think I've never
Wait, I
thought it
thought
was a
you
comedy.
said a comedy that doesn't make you laugh fails as a movie.
But I've never thought it was a comedy. I never thought it was, ever.
Why?
Never
Because
when I
the
watched
comedy doesn't work. Suddenly, it's not a comedy.
it's not that. When I
We gotta
watched it, I
change
was
it
like,
to be a romantic film now.
but that's why I'm asking you. I've never ever thought it was a comedy or romantic comedy. I was like, what am I supposed to place this under? I've always said that.
It's definitely a comedy.
I would say if you
Not a
wanted to
good
get a
comedy.
romance movie, fine. But a comedy, no. In fact, let's just say How to Be Single might be Sex in the City light. Is that fair?
Sex and the City is also a comedy, Marv.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I am an avid watcher of Sex in the City. I love Sex in the City. Like
I'm on
I love.
IMDb. I'm on IMDb right now. The 4 genres that come up: first one, romantic comedy for How to Be Single; second, comedy; third, drama; fourth is romance.
Well, cool. But let me get back to my point. Sex in the City, I don't find funny at all. I mean, well, the movies I do. Well, the first movie I do find, I get romantic comedy label and I think certain scenes are funny. But the show itself, I just love the show because I think that the show is just awesome as a whole product. I just think the story has certain wit about it, but I don't think it's funny. It's barely amusing. I just love this show. I love Carrie Bradshaw. She's so beautiful and so elegant. She has like that. What?
I just love seeing Sorgan's reactions.
Let me finish. Let me finish. I love
I'm
Sex in the City, right? Sex in the City is like the best fantasy ever. Like it makes me want to live in New York. I want to go to New York every time I watch it.
Did
I
you
love
hear that,
Carrie.
Denis Villeneuve? Those are fantasy films.
Huh? You said say it again?
Denis Villeneuve better rethink his fantasy films now.
What about Denis Villeneuve? He has nothing to do with Sex
Just
and the
call
City.
this a fantasy.
It's a fantasy as far as, you know, you're watching a show about four pretty chicks get ran through, and they just talk about it like girlfriends. Like, and
Just
I've always
watch
been
Real
partial.
Housewives of Atlanta or something.
I don't like Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I love Sex and the
Same
City.
concept.
They're all
No.
comedy. We're all talking about comedies. They're all comedies.
I'm not. If you're calling them comedies, fine. I wouldn't call them that. But if they're going to be called comedies, then I guess they would be abstract failures.
It's just like when we talked about Big Lebowski. It didn't make you laugh. Doesn't mean it's not a comedy. It's just like, just because you're not in the woods and a logger comes around and chops down a tree doesn't mean that the tree didn't fall down because you weren't there. It still happened. It's like with a comedy. Just because it didn't make you laugh doesn't mean it's not a comedy. Look at BlacKkKlansman. BlacKkKlansman is a comedy. It's a drama and a comedy, but it's like, if it didn't make
Their
you laugh,
attempts
it's
at
still
humor
drama.
drama
failed.
first.
I didn't find BlacKkKlansman funny at all.
It wasn't trying to be funny. It was just trying to lighten the tone.
It was it was naturally funny with like some of the I mean, honestly, even just what's his face? Topher Grace. Like his riff on
His wit shines in every role that he's in. He makes
great.
every role he's in pops. He makes it pop. He has that. And I wish he got more roles.
I do too. I feel like he doesn't get enough attention. He's really good in this film.
Was he good in Virus? I don't remember.
Oh man, now that you mention it, oh gosh, yeah, you're right. He is in that movie. But to be fair, he was strapped down. So I personally, my conspiracy theory is that Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg like drugged him and just literally put him in the plane and said, or not the plane, the green screen studio, and just said, "All right, you got to do this." He's like, "Why?" He's like, "Because you're a racist." It's like, well, you know that movie BlacKkKlansman, that was a character, right? Oh, I saw on Truth Social that it was real. Oh, we're still gonna shoot your scenes though. That's what happened. I'm kidding.
That's what happened.
And Michelle Dockery was a nonstop as a flight attendant, so they had to throw her in this movie.
They were like, you know what? We like Downton Abbey. We're gonna throw you in here. Bootzilla says gave BlacKkKlansman 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, but it's more like a 4.25 for me. Very good. Not Spike Lee's best, like I said, but it's top 5 for me. Bootzilla, I will say, just throwing this out there, if you do want to give a film a 4.25 but don't want to make it like a review, you could always like use the tags and do like 4.25. And what's cool is the more you give 4.25s, the more it accumulates in your tag section. So just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. I use the tags for a lot of stuff. This is his ranking. My rankings are 5 masterpiece, 4.5 great, 4 very good, 3.5 good, above average, 3 decent average, 2.5 below average, 2 not good, 1.5 terrible, 1 and below absolute garbage. I mean, it's a good rating system. I want Marv to put his rating system on Letterboxd.
It's gonna change every week.
Bryson says, talking about Tarantino, what's the deal between him and Paul Dano? I'm not caught up with this. I will mention this right away. Tarantino has some. I sometimes, mess around with Sergey about him having hot takes, but Tarantino's is
He's just a hater.
Yeah, but also it's
like I thought he talked about There Will Be Blood and how it kind of changed him as a filmmaker. Now he's trashing the movie or Paul Dano's performance.
Well, his whole thing is that it did change him, but then he got some, I don't want to say slack, but he said that There Will Be Blood almost made his top 25 for the decade. But what held it back was that Paul Dano was so, I forget what he said, like, weak sauce, which sounds so weird, him saying that. But Paul Dano is amazing in that film, and he plays 2 roles. And both roles are completely different from one another. Like, it is amazing what he's able to pull off. And I am excited to talk about that film in our top 100 list because it is on there, thankfully.
Well, Paul Dano needs to win an Oscar now to really rub it in.
And what would be great is if Tarantino's the one that's supposed to give him the trophy. That would be amazing.
If he's just reading the card, this is bullshit.
The Trison says, by the way, so sad Sergey gave Wake Up Dead Man only 2.5. Yeah, I remember you and I we talked about that the
Yeah, I
other
wish
day.
I was the dead man.
Marv, have you seen it yet?
I haven't watched it.
I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on it. I
don't
watched.
think I'm gonna like it.
No, I don't think you're gonna like it.
I don't.
Only one way to find out.
I'll watch it, but I have very low hopes here.
When I was making dinner today, I was listening to the podcast, The Big Picture. Shout out to you guys. And they had Ryan Johnson on, and I was telling Sergey this earlier before you came on, Marv. Ryan Johnson, I didn't realize, but he grew up very religious, similar to me, honestly, with his relationship with religion and everything. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense with why he did this Knives Out film about religion, and also a Star Wars film, which is a religion in itself to many people. But his take on it is why I was able to gravitate towards that, and why it's so divisive, because religion inherently is divisive. It shouldn't be, but it is. So I'll be curious to hear your thoughts, Marv, on this movie. I'm very curious. It doesn't have Kate Hudson, so I don't know if you'll like it or not. I hope you do, though.
You said Kate Hudson?
Yeah, because I know you liked Glass Onion because Kate Hudson was in it.
That's not why I like Glass Onion. I love Glass Onion because it's a great movie. What are you talking about?
Bootzilla, cool. Thanks for the tags tip. We'll start using it. Yeah, man, dude. I love using tags. Like it's awesome, and it's cool to see. For me, like you'll see my library tags, like library DVD, library Blu-ray. I'm like, wow, I'm saving a lot of money because every Blu-ray or DVD that I'm renting out, that would be like $2-3 on Amazon.
It's okay. We'll see your Criterion videos and see how much money you're losing.
It balances out. It's like Thanos. Perfect balance. No, but I make some of that money back because I sell, like when I upgrade, I'll sell some of the movies as well. Like I recently sold my Criterions for Fear and Loathing and Videodrome, the Blu-rays. And I think both of them I got for $16 total. So I mean that's half. And I've seen both films several times. So if you see a film several times via rental, it kind of bounces out.
Yeah. You got rid of your copy of Bohemian Rhapsody?
I never thankfully owned that film.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you saw it in the record shop and it was like dirt cheap.
Bohemian Rhapsody? No, I think I might have added the Voodoo Code to my list, but no, I've never owned Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay. I have it on Blu-ray. It's awesome. It won 4 Oscars and made $1 billion. Hit.
It's definitely a hit, but
it's a smash hit.
This is funny. The Troy said, I like Chad's candy emoji tag. Well, thank you.
we're gonna see that change over time. It'll be like a bag with like a transparent bag with white stuff in it.
No.
We'll try to transition to something else.
No, it's a lot of. I mean, what was it? The 80s? Yeah, I think it was the 80s when it was like all dare. It was like, oh, it's a gateway drug, and it's not. Like, I'm not into like.
I'm surprised you're not using lettuce as the emoji.
No, because when I see that, I think of like smoking, and I'm like, I don't do that. So I'm like, well, what's it like? And I'm like, well, it is a gummy, and I'm like, well, gummy candy. Closest thing. When iPhone finally upgrades and has what's it called, gummy emojis, that's when I'll change it out, because I found out recently how to do that, like how to change tags. That's why you guys now, it went from MB and SG to now it's like with Sergey and then with Marv. So, but you can only do that on the desktop, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you will. By the way, you will be seeing an emoji tomorrow. I'm doing a Christmas movie binge. The Green Knight.
Let me guess. The girl with the dragon tattoo.
That will be Christmas Day.
Okay.
Brighten up my Christmas. The third movie will be A Christmas Story tomorrow. Have you seen that, Sergey?
Christmas Story. Who's
You'll
in it?
Try out, kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've seen
that. I that was one that I used to rewatch with my family all the time, but I haven't seen in 9 years, so I'm like, I'm overdue.
I rewatched it. I think it was last year. That was my like one Christmas movie. I used to watch a bunch of Christmas movies, and now I just reduce it to just one movie for Christmas. I'm all
That's
Christmas out on these movies.
It's a Wonderful Life is my Christmas Eve go-to.
Okay, yeah.
It's always been so.
Hold up. Where's the Holdovers at?
The Holdovers made my top 10, but I haven't picked it up in 4K yet.
Ah,
So I need to do that.
That's the new classic for me.
Oh, that's a great thing. I mean, not Thanksgiving, Christmas film. But I am looking forward to tomorrow after work. Just relax. Well, actually, relaxing, but also stressing because Eyes Wide Shut is like that's like a fever dream film. Like it's very It's very unsettling, but it's also like otherworldly. It feels Lynch-like, but it's directed by Kubrick.
Yeah, Christmas Story I gave 4 out of 5. I watched it 2 years ago.
Oh, which one?
Christmas Story.
Oh, okay. So
I gave it 4 out of 5. That was 2 years ago.
Oh, sick. So I'll probably still like it then.
Probably. It actually got better for me.
I've heard some people, like, I'll sometimes go on Reddit to get people's takes on like certain potential candy movies, and that's a movie that a lot of people mention. Like, it's actually very surreal, and I'm like, I don't remember it being surreal. So
wear your bunny outfit and then watch Donnie Darko afterwards.
That's actually a really good double feature. I didn't think about that. To my subscribers, Christmas idea: bunny outfit from either Donnie Darko or Christmas Story. Looking at you, Andrew. No, that would be that's not a bad doubleheader though, Sergey, because they're both surreal films. Yeah, I like that idea. It's like that's a good idea.
Just go method, and then Nicolette comes in after work, and you're just in a bunny outfit watching these movies.
She's like, it's not Easter yet. I'm like, I'm sorry. Just wanted to
be like, I'm not even surprised anymore.
I also like some people's Jolly Rancher tag. LOL. What is Jolly Rancher? I feel old. Sergey, do you know what that is?
No.
Okay. You know what? Oh, I think he means like Jolly Rancher,
Probably.
Okay. So that, yeah, and I guess some people probably use the tag for that as well. Yeah. I know some people will use, like you said, the green like lettuce, or just like the smoking. But again, I don't want people to get the wrong impression. I'm like, I do it the organic way. Shout out to my friend John. The Tristan says, Wake Up Dead Man is probably the best made in a Blanc film so far, but my least favorite out of the 3. I'm still giving all of them 4.5, though. That's fair. I gave the first one a 4.5. The third I gave 4.5, and I think the second I might have given 4.5 as well, or 4.25. But it's tough to say because I think the one that I'll come back to the most is the first. But I think the one that I like the best, hot take, is the third one. But I think that's just because of the relatability factor. Like, I found myself immediately engaged by Josh O'Connor's like priest arc. I'm like, I've been there, man. I'm still kind of there, like that conflict and everything. So I'm like, I like this, but it's not for everyone. I get it.
Yeah, I couldn't relate to it at all.
Yeah, it's. I feel like it's the most personable of the 3 in regard. I mean, I don't want to say relatable. It's the most personable for Rian Johnson. Whether that's for viewers, like relatable, it's really up to. I want to say how people grow up. So
the first one was 5 out of 5 for me, though.
That's fair. I do like the first one a lot. Like, I thought it was a really good film, and it holds up amazingly well. The choice is, should I check Love Actually out? Because all my friends try to make me watch it every year around Christmas. Just never felt like it's my vibe.
Is that the John Cusack film with the radio?
No, that's Say Anything. Love Actually, I will say this. I am not a big fan of. I think it's very, I'm going to say middle of the road. I know kids will say mid. I thought it was middle of the road. I do like the concept of a big cast of characters that you're following around. Like, I'm a sucker for that. So me saying I'm not a big fan of it should say something. But I would say give it a chance. You might like it. It does have a great cast, like Hugh Grant, Liam Neeson, Bill Nighy, Colin Firth, Emma Thompson. So it's a stacked cast, but In terms of director, I actually like the director's. I think it was his next film called About Time with Rachel McAdams and Donald Gleason. That one I like a lot better. I think that one is far and beyond much better. But again, only one way to find out.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Wrapping up the stream. Sergey, Marv, and we originally, I don't want to say originally, but we were discussing about possibly doing a Christmas Eve stream. But Marv, unfortunately, is getting it from behind for 14 hours on Christmas Eve. So we unfortunately will not be live streaming on Christmas Eve. But our next one in terms of the top 100 list is going to be Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. I'm going to be talking to them off screen on how we're going to do that. But be on the lookout for those next two. And I'll try to keep everyone posted in regards to like when exactly it's going to be. But I hope you guys have great holidays, and we will talk to you later.
Yep.